Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We going to the top, to the top, to the top, baby. We want to bring others with us. So please become a part of Notification Squad. Peep Squad, hit that notification bell, baby. Know each and every time I drop a video. So let's talk about this situation with Omarion. So the shit done hit the fan. The news done hit the fan that Omarion ended up winning his court case against, Apryl Jones. And basically, Fizz is banned from being around Omarion and Apryl Jones' children. So he has been banned. But like, damn, what has Fizz done to be banned from being around, Apryl Jones' kids? Because allegedly they were supposed to be moving in together and everything else like that. And now you see the situation where, he won in the courts. Omarion did his damn thing, being peaceful, being humble, and knowing yourself and being one with yourself and not being out here for all the attention and the negativity. Omarion won. It was just, he probably just walked in the court on air. He came through, baby. And basically, Lil Fizz cannot be around Omarion's children. So that's probably the reason why Apryl Jones and Fizz broke up. But the rumor is that Fizz is still, messing around with Apryl Jones, allegedly. I don't know how true that situation is, but Monique Slaughter got on and basically she confirmed the situation because she was in court. And basically, she told the people what they needed to know. And if, Fizz is banned from being around Omarion and Apryl, why? What did he do? Is it because of the drug charges that he had when he was on a run? Because he had a dispensary and then he was selling, weed out of his house. So is that the reason why? Because he has a charge on his record? Does he has a felony record? Or does he has a misdemeanor? But if that's the case, wouldn't, if Monique go to court with Fizz, wouldn't she be able to get full custody? Because wouldn't another judge believe what the other judge believed and basically say he's unfit to be around, his son? Like, I don't know what's going on with that situation, but listen to Monique explain it.
On top of that, I knew that they were going to have to split because there was a petition or motion filed that my BD not be around his kids. And they needed certain information from me to make sure that he was not able to be around Apryl's children. And initially I had told them, no, I'm not a rat. I'm not, I don't like the nigga, but at the end of the day, I don't want to be dragged into this, especially to protect somebody else's kids. And when he gets upset and he gets mad, what's going to happen to me and my son? What does that mean for, but you want to leave me and my son just to fend for ourselves? And I was gearing up to go to court. So I made my own little deal with the other side. And at that point, I thought to myself, if the roles were reversed, would he do the same for me? If the roles were reversed and would he just mind his business and no, I'm not throwing my BM under the bus? No, he wouldn't. He absolutely would not. So I said, fuck it. And so when we got to the reunion, I was like, yeah, all right. And then when it was very interesting because when I saw Omari's interview on, is that everybody assumes that nothing is being done. I already knew what was being done. I already knew about the motion. I already knew that the judge had ruled in O's favor and Drew was not to be around his children. I already knew all of that. So, at the end of the day, I don't know anything outside of what involved me and my son outside of that, and making sure that if I gave up the I went back to minding my business. But that whole scenario was very interesting because they had been on each other since 2017. I had never said a word, and I knew, and we have so many mutual friends And I would skip certain events because people would hit me and be like, oh, they're here. And it was really weird. He was holding her bags. He bought her Louis Vuitton for her birthday. They've been vacationing. I'm like, and I care but because he likes to call me a stalker or obsessed or crazy, I didn't want, and I knew the season was starting, I didn't want to put myself in a position to where me going somewhere that I'm invited to is going to be turned into I popped up to wreak havoc in his life, to show up to these events, show up to these birthday dinners, and knowing I had the right to be there, and then for us to start the season and for them to say, oh, you were popping up because you're jealous. So I just minded my business and stayed home.
So that's a crazy situation. So Monique Slaughter basically was like, Lil Fizz and his people, they came to talk to me or whatever. And she basically thought that maybe I should mind my business. But she said Drew wouldn't do that for me because, Drew was always shading her and always trying to make her look bad on TV, that she's an unfit mother, that she's this, she's that, and the whole 9 yards. So basically, she felt like it was get back. So she went over there with Omarion's team and she told them what they needed to hear and what they needed to know. And so therefore, the judge that made the decision to basically ban Fizz for being around Omarion's kids in Apryl. So I guess, being banned from being around Apryl, it comes with the situation that she always got the kids with her. And then, whatever behaviors that Fizz might have or mental issues or anything else like that could basically rub off on Apryl Jones. So therefore, Omarion won, and he had, Miss Monique Slaughter be a part of that. But Monique Slaughter, she mentioned this almost a year ago about this situation where, Omarion's people reached out to her. And so basically she just went back and she was like, yo, listen, he done hit me, because we recently found out that, Fizz allegedly, hit Monique Slaughter. And if you guys want to check it out, it's in my What's Going On playlist, where Monique explains the situation that happened between her and Lil Fizz at the basketball court, in front of children, in front of her son, in front of people too as well. And also, Monique Slaughter is the one that let us know that, Drew, aka Fizz, was on a run when he did Marriage Boot Camp, and that's why he showed up with garbage bags, because he had a weed dispensary. I guess he was doing some legal activities there, and he started to sell maybe the weed out of his house or whatever the case may be. And allegedly the cops came to his mom's house, his grandmother's house, somebody's house the cops came to, and broke down the door. He escaped over there to Marriage Boot Camp, and Marriage Boot Camp, it takes them maybe 6 months to a year to actually show the show. So it is what it is with that situation. So I was like, oh shit, it pays good to be good. It pays good to be a good person, a good soul, and have a good mind, and also be calm and be patient and work in silence, because that's what Omarion did. He worked in silence. He was calm. He kicked Fizz off the Millennium Tour too as well, so that stopped his bag. And then on top of that, now that relationship between Apryl and Fizz is over as far as it being public. And if Apryl is out there with Fizz and she gets caught, what happens is she can lose custody or joint custody or whatever type of custody she has with the children that she shared with Omarion. He would gain full custody, because Omarion could be low down and dirty and basically ask for full custody, and she only could get visitation rights. But under my understanding and my belief is that Apryl Jones has 50-50 custody with Omarion. So it is what it is. I was like, Lord have mercy, this situation is crazy. So Fizz is out here. He wanted Omarion seconds. He wanted to be with the women that Omarion used to be with. He wanted to get back at Omarion, because I feel like he felt like Omarion left him in the dust, left him behind. He left the group behind, especially when the group wanted to reunite so many different times, and Omarion just wasn't with it. He was with it at sometimes, maybe twice he was with it, but after that he was just done with it. He went on his way, and he's been shining, he's been doing his thing, and he's calm. You don't see negative stories about Omarion. You don't see Omarion trashing people. You don't see Omarion talking about people. You don't see Omarion dissing people. You don't see Omarion doing any of that stuff. It seems like Omarion has came to one. He has came to who he is. He is self-aware, self-assured, and he's in love with life, and he loves living, and he loves everything around him. That's what it seems like. He's just so calm. He's just so peaceful. Like Boog said, he was like, you know, he's always in the Zen mode. Boog was like, yo, he's always in the Zen mode. Like, he's like God. You know, the way that he handles things, the way that he moves. And so you do some grimy shit to him, he don't need to get out here and yell. He don't need to get out here and fight. He don't need to get out here and cuss you out. He don't need to get out here and say anything negative about you or even give you that attention. What he does do is go to court. What he does do is make shit happen where you feel his wrath, but you won't hear him say anything about what he's going to do. He moves in silence, and that's just how it is. That's just the situation. So you guys tell me what you think about this situation. And I was like, damn, there's a lot of people that have been to jail with drug charges and things like that, but they don't get banned from seeing their children. I get banned for being around other people's children. But if you do have children and your ex is with someone that you feel is a very negative influence to be around your children, there's something that you can do about that. And Omarion took care of business. But it must have been a really lot of negative stuff that was probably said about Fizz, where the judge basically said, okay, Fizz, you can't be around Apryl or her kids. Damn.